Hello, and thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're embarking on something, well, truly fascinating, a deep dive into the New Testament. Now, you might primarily associate it with religious tradition, sure, but our sources reveal why exploring this ancient collection offers surprising relevance.
Yes, relevance and profound insights for pretty much anyone, actually, regardless of background.
Especially for today's challenges, right?
Exactly right. Our mission here is really to extract the core teachings, but also, crucially, understand their practical application. How do they work now?
In contemporary society.
Yes. We're looking beyond just the historical narrative to see how these texts offer guidance on, universal human value.
And tackling everything from personal stuff to big societal issues.
That's the plan.
Okay, so diving right in. When you first approach the New Testament, it seems to ground you immediately in the life and teachings of Jesus Christ. But what specific aspects of his life does it really focus on? And why those details?
Well, it covers the key moments pretty comprehensively. His birth, his formative years, education.
The background.
Right. Then his public work, his ministry, obviously his death, and his resurrection.
The whole arc.
The whole arc. But what's often striking is how these aren't just presented as, historical markers.
Okay.
The New Testament uses these events to powerfully convey his central messages. You see themes of radical love, profound forgiveness,
Humility.
transformative humility, yes, and unwavering justice. And they're presented not as exclusive doctrines, but really as universal teachings.
For everyone.
For all of humanity, that's the idea.
That concept of universal teachings is really compelling, especially if we're looking beyond just a religious context.
Definitely.
But moving past the biography, I guess, here's where it gets really interesting for daily life.
Yeah.
What are some of those key ethical lessons that still resonate?
Well, beyond just listing virtues, it often frames these lessons in surprisingly practical ways. Take forgiving your enemies. That isn't just presented as a nice sentiment. It's framed almost as a strategy for, emotional liberation.
Right?
And even de-escalation. That's as relevant in our conflicts today as it was back then. It's about breaking those cycles of animosity.
Not just saying sorry.
Exactly. We also see a strong emphasis on generosity, cultivating true humility, standing by the helpless,
That's a big one.
and an unyielding commitment to truth. And then there's the foundational principle, love your neighbor as yourself.
Which everyone knows or has heard.
Right, but our sources present it not just as a feel-good idea, but almost like a revolutionary policy.
Oh, policy? How so?
Designed to reshape human interaction. A blueprint, if you like, for fostering peace, harmony, and tolerance, even across deep divides.
That principle is foundational, absolutely. But, today's polarized world where neighbor can feel like such a loaded term, how does the New Testament actually guide us to apply that? When we encounter views we fundamentally disagree with, is it just warm feelings?
That's a really good question, because it pushes beyond just sentimentality.
Right.
The text implies a proactive goodwill, an actionable empathy, you could say.
Actionable empathy, I like it.
It suggests applying love your neighbor means seeking understanding, extending grace, trying to find common ground even when it's uncomfortable,
Yeah, that's hard work.
It is. It's about recognizing that shared humanity, even if values differ sharply. And this focus on interchange, on growth, that's also a huge part of its message.
Okay.
The New Testament offers a pathway for individuals to establish a deeper connection, whether you call it God or a higher purpose or just inner alignment.
Finding your place.
Exactly. And achieve what it calls self-purification. We can kind of understand this as a process of ethical refinement.
Like shedding bad habits.
Shedding negative impulses, cultivating a more virtuous character, yes. It explicitly links spiritual peace to practices like reflection, meditation, maybe what we call mindfulness today, and cultivating faith, something larger than oneself.
So we've explored these core ideas that shape the individual. Now let's bridge the millennia. How do these ancient principles translate directly into the, let's face it, complexities of our hypermodern world, especially with the big global challenges we see right now?
Well, they seem to offer profound guidance precisely for navigating things like moral decay and social disorder.
Which many feel we're experiencing.
Right. In a world where violence, hatred, greed, selfishness seem so prevalent, the New Testament champions, again, humanity, love, forgiveness.
The Caner narrative.
Exactly. It really suggests that if we can let these teachings sink in, truly absorb them, they can spark some incredible positive change across society.
It's not about just rules then.
No, it seems less about imposing external rules and more about fostering an internal transformation that then radiates outwards.
Okay. And on a broader societal level,
hmm
what about human rights, social justice? Does it offer a framework for these modern concepts?
It absolutely does. It highlights the profound importance of supporting the poor, those who are suffering, the oppressed. What's truly compelling here is how these teachings, written so long ago, remain incredibly relevant. They provide a powerful foundation for establishing social justice even today.
So that call is consistent.
A consistent call to action for compassion and equity, yes.
That's a powerful thread.
Yeah.
What about bridging divides? Religious harmony, tolerance
Yeah.
in our interconnected yet often fragmented world.
Well, it explicitly states that all people, regardless of race, religion, language, are God's creation.
Okay.
Now, if we connect this to the bigger picture, this isn't just a theological point. It's a powerful message for establishing the unity of humanity.
Seeing past the labels.
Exactly. It urges us to look beyond those superficial divisions, cultural, ethnic, religious, and recognize a shared fundamental dignity in every single person. It's a radical call for universal brotherhood and sisterhood, really.
It still feels radical today. Now, thinking about the individual again, many of us feel that relentless pressure of modern life. Anxiety, stress. It can be overwhelming. Does the New Testament offer anything there? A path to personal mental peace, maybe self-confidence?
It certainly does. Consider the quote, "Do not worry about tomorrow." That's from Matthew 6.34, part of the Sermon on the Mount.
Right. A famous line.
Very famous. But what's often overlooked is how that isn't just a simple instruction like stop worrying.
Oh,
It's more a call to a radical trust. It suggests a profound shift in perspective that challenges our modern obsession with control and, future-proofing everything.
which causes a lot of anxiety.
Exactly. So, in today's incredibly anxious, stressful environment, this timeless message offers a pathway to inner peace. It encourages focusing on the present moment and relying on, perhaps, a deeper sense of providence or acceptance.
It's a real concise way to put it. Makes you think how many of these ideas are just waiting there for us.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, let's consider leadership. How does this ancient text inform ethical leadership, something we desperately need today?
Yeah, this servant leadership model. It's exemplified by Jesus throughout the New Testament, and it's profound and, frankly, counterintuitive.
How so? Counterintuitive.
Well, it illustrates a leadership that prioritizes the needs of others first, sacrifices self-interest for the common good, leads through influence, not coercion.
Offer service.
Precisely. And this raises an important question. How can this model, this radical idea, be learned and practically applied by those leading society and nations today?
Guiding them towards more ethical governance.
Yes, more empathetic governance. It challenges our whole notion of what it means to be in charge.
Wow. This deep dive has really shown, I think, that the New Testament is so much more than just a historical or religious text.
Absolutely.
It emerges as a living lesson in humanity, a guide to peace, and a blueprint for justice that seems to transcend time.
It undeniably serves as an indispensable guide, especially now in the face of the world's current moral and social crises.
So a final thought for you listening.
As you reflect on what we've discussed, maybe consider this. How might embracing even one of these timeless principles, maybe that radical generosity or the peace found in releasing worry about tomorrow, how might that transform a challenge you're facing today?